welcome to Blooming Brilliant. I'm Christine. I'm owner and content creator of bloomingbrilliant.net, where I share educational resources, parenting advice, and of course, information about homeschooling. I'm a homeschool mom of two. I homeschool my daughter, who's now 11, and my son, who is now 7, right here in Brooklyn, New York, and we love to share our homeschooling journey with you. Today, I'm going to be sharing an online math curriculum that we have been using in our homeschool for over a year, and we just love, and it's called CTCMath. And you may remember that I have shared this on the blog of probably maybe a year ago, and we love it. You might have seen it on our Instagram. You might be seeing it again. It made like a resurgence over there. We absolutely love this curriculum. So I was really excited when they contacted us and they wanted to sponsor this video, because I love sharing this stuff with you guys, and I was like already sharing it, so why not? So yeah, let's just jump right into what I'm talking about. So if you know me, whether it is through our blog, whether it's on social media or in real life, you know when it comes to math, it's something that scares me. And I know that sounds crazy. How does math scare you? I believe I have a math phobia. Whenever I am put on the spot when it comes to having to figure out math or like some kind of problem mathematically, I freeze up and stress out. And it could be something so simple that when I'm in a more calm, relaxed state and I don't have pressure on me, I would be able to figure out like that. But it's something like I jump to other people like judging me on it, and it comes from a place that from my childhood. It comes from like some early childhood trauma that I had. So I've talked about this previously, I think, in blog posts and stuff, but it's something that I feel is valid to share. While I am pretty much over it and I obviously recognize the issues it has caused me, I like to share the story only because maybe you can relate. So I have this experience that I feel is still important to share because maybe some of you can relate. So in my elementary, middle school years, I went to Catholic school. So I went to a certain school, like this one school from pre-K to 8th grade. And I had a teacher at one point because I was struggling with math so hard. And it was like those pre-algebra, we started figuring out those algebraic equations and things I was really struggling with. And I remember very vividly my teacher telling me, what are you, stupid? And internalizing that stupid, that I couldn't understand the math. I just couldn't get it. I had a really bad foundation when it came to math. I always struggled with it and it stressed me out. I always froze up when I had to go to the blackboard. I always froze up when I was asked a question. I always just couldn't get it. And because I had that experience, because I had that experience of him saying what are you, stupid? You're pretty much stupid because you can't get this. I internalized that, and I had a really hard time getting through math courses. And I'm not an idiot. I have gone through college level math. I have gone through high school math, which was a lot better for me, even though I still struggled with it and had to work through it. I was able to work out a lot of issues there, and then moved on and even struggled in college, but I was able to do it. I was able to understand it and everything. So that experience that I'm sharing, although I have grown and I have moved on, obviously it still has scars on me or internally, is something that I feel is valid to share in this video, because when it came to math and teaching it in my homeschool, I still, even though it's all healed, have those scars of, I can't do this, I can't get this, how am I going to teach it to my children? One thing that we also experienced in our homeschool when it came to math was my daughter had a little apprehension or a little struggle when she started going into her multiplication, and which made her have to go back. And now if you guys have been here a while, you know my daughter, she's really advanced and she does not like to not understand something. She is a perfectionist. I think both of them are, but she is a perfectionist. She likes to know everything and be good at everything. And for her to struggle with this, learning the multiplication tables and understanding it, was hard for her. And I was like, you know, when we were struggling, we took it down. We stopped what we were doing and we focused on the very beginning, and we focused on making sure she understood everything and having that foundation. And that was important to me because I knew I didn't have a good foundation in math. So I knew exactly what she needed. She needed to review. She needed to fill in any gaps. She needed to be able to understand it and be able to teach it to me, to her brother, to, you know, anybody, her dolls. She would need to be able to understand it enough where she can share that, you know, where she could now teach it to others. So we have used a variety of math curriculum. So one of them that we always come back to is CTCMath. And the reason why is because I love so many things about it. Okay. So I love that they have a homeschool family membership. This is amazing because if you're like me and you have more than one child, then that means you have more than one child to purchase curriculum for. And the homeschool family membership means that you can get all your children onto CTCMath, and you can get access to every single grade level from kindergarten up to like 12th grade, which includes calculus. I mean, yes, all the math is there, all the lessons, and you get that all in one membership. And you also could, I'm going to drop the link to where you can just sign up for the trial or sign up for the subscription, because you could get 50% off, and it's not expensive. It's like $20 a month, $150 for the year, and that's for all your kids and for all your math needs. We are currently using it supplementally with some other curriculum that we are using like during our actual school year. But I go back to this curriculum because, like I said, it fills in the gaps. You go straight to whatever you need to learn. You can like skip around. So if my daughter is struggling with multiplication again, let's just say, she can go strictly into the grade level that she's working on. So she's in 6th grade now, she'll be going into. She could go back to 5th and work through all the multiplication in 5th grade. She can go back to 3rd grade. She could go back to 4th grade and work on all the multiplication so she can really like dive in. But she's past that now. So she has been working actually on 5th grade during the summer to just help her fill in any gaps, also prepare and not lose anything during like a summer break. So I love how comprehensive it is that they give you kindergarten all the way to 12th grade, all the way to calculus. You get all that access to all of it. So if you are a little bit behind, if you're right on target, if you're ahead, you can just go where you need to, which is really great. They also have diagnostic tests, which I would mention later, but I wanted to mention here because if you're like just starting out and you're looking for the right math curriculum, you may be like, okay, well, I know that they were in this, you know, level in school, but I don't know if they are struggling somewhere. I don't know if they're advanced somewhere. The diagnostic tests help you pinpoint where your child should be. So I really love that. And they also are great just for reviews. They're great for, you know, getting your kids ready for taking tests, because whether as homeschoolers, I feel like we don't really love the test taking. Like we don't have to do that. We kind of partly homeschool so our kids aren't forced to take all those standardized tests and everything. But what is really great about practicing tests or having tests available in curriculum is that our kids do get that practice, because eventually we all get tested. We all have to either take the SATs, ACTs, or even tests to go into certain jobs. Tests are a part of life. You know, they're a measurement tool, and they're important. They prove that you have learned what you know, that you have learned and you have these skills. And while I don't believe that we should be teaching to test or, you know, teaching from tests, like you just teach in order for them to be able to pass tests, I think they should be able to get their skills measured for the job force, for college, for whatever, you know, it needs. I mean, I feel like we all get tested daily. So getting experience with that really is important. And I like that they have that in here in CTCMath. I also like that there is a variety of ways that CTCMath meets your student. So there is obviously an auditory factor when it comes to learning online, learning through CTCMath. They have a teacher who talks, and you'll hear their voice, and it will be really great if you listen, and that's the best way that you learn. I think that it definitely meets an auditory learner's need. It also, they have little short videos with a lot of animation, so not necessarily a person, and those are really great if you are a visual learner and you like seeing how it's all figured out. They cross out things, they show you like this is how we do it and move things around, and it's really great visually in order for your kids to learn and understand. They also have tactile in a sense that you can move around the animations and you can like figure things out. So if like you double click on an animation, sometimes they crosses out, or you can move them so that you can use them as counters and so on and so forth, which keeps it fun. Also, you don't have all this stuff in your house, and it's just great overall because you're working with the stuff even though it's digitally. So I still think there's that tactile aspect. Also, they have everything where you can print it out, and you can pretty much have the lesson printed out, and it goes step by step by step by step by step, and it works through how to get to the answer. It definitely breaks things down for you so that you're able to understand it. So if you're more of a, I need to type to the paper, I need to like be able to write it out, you can print out those sheets. You can write on those sheets while you're watching the lesson or listening to the lesson and working through the lesson and the questions. And so that's really great.
So I'm going to show you how to sign on to CTCMath, and I'm going to show you your dashboard and how to navigate it. So I'm going to log in as a teacher. As you can see, you can log in as a student, teacher, or parent. I'm going to choose the teacher login. So that will take 1 second as my computer loads it up. Okay, my information is already saved in here. You put in your username, which is your email address, and your password, and you can sign in. Okay. And here you have our parent or teacher dashboard. So it says CTCMath. You could switch to a student view. It has your name. It has your sign out. If you need help, you can get some help here. You can search on here. It has all the information to like contact the company, which is awesome because usually you have to hunt for this. So it's right there. I have my students already in here, but I'm going to show you how to add students. Then you have your home, your tasks. So this will be where you can see everything that you have already set up for your students. I don't know why my computer is running a little slow, but I have nothing set up. You also have your question bank wizard. So you can go there for that. I think it's just basically where you ask questions for your students, or if your students have questions, you can put them in there and have them work on them. And your tools, which is where you can browse all the lessons, you can export your data, and you can view the checklist. So I'm going to go quickly and show you a checklist. I have a child in 6th grade, so I'm going to show you the 6th grade checklist. I think that would be a good choice to show you because I'll have some advanced stuff in there. It doesn't really matter, actually. I think it's just a list of all everything that's there. So here's the section, here's the lesson. You can write down when they completed it on and their grade. This is great to print out or use just to keep track, and it's simple to use, so you can give it to your children to use, or you can keep track of it. And it's a great way to have that information and plug it in your quarterly reports or whatever way you record your data for the state requirements. So that they have there in the tools section. They also do all the reporting like in the system for you, so all you have to do is look at it or print it out as well. You don't necessarily need that checklist. It's just good if you like to have, if you are like that type A personality where you like checking things off the list, or if your kids are like that, that's a great way. So here is your latest task in this area that you have, you know, assigned to your students. And you'll also see like the recently expiring ones or the upcoming ones. So this is a great thing to set up for the week or for the month or the quarter, whatever, however you do it. I haven't, because I've been working with my kids with the system, and then we haven't necessarily, I haven't like assigned it to them. I just like know what they're doing. So we do it kind of like off the internet, but I love that they have it here. I'm going to show you how to set it up too. This is where your students are again. This is your parent information, your account information. They send me my weekly progress reports. They send me the awards and certificates. I guess you can edit that and change that if you don't want to get so many emails. This is all the activity that has been done in the past few days and weeks. It's the last 30 activities. You can click here and see all the awards that your child has earned, and I think you can also click on them and download them. And these I will talk about later, but it's a great reward system to have like these certificates that you could print out for your children. I don't know why it's on third grade, but anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. It was 25 days ago she played with that. Okay. So yeah, so that's everything. And then your weekly reports, I get them in my email, so that's where that is. So I'm going to add a student. And to add a student, we're going to click right here on this little icon of a person with a plus sign. We're going to add a student name. So I'm going to put test student as the first name. And I'm going to put 2020 as our last name. And as our username, I'm going to put test student. Actually, I'm going to put it all together. Student 2020. And as the password, I'm going to have testing. Only I'm going to spell it correctly. And that is going to be just for our test student. But you'd put in your child's first name, your child's last name, you'll make a username for them, and you'll give them a secure password so that way they can log on and do their work from the website. You're going to also set up a pass grade. This is going to be the grade that your child has to meet in order to pass the lesson and to move on. And you are going, and this can go from really low to really high. You could put it as 100, which I think is kind of crazy, but you know, whatever works for you. And you could put it lower to like 60, 65, 70, or even lower than that if you want, whatever you think is suitable. I'll leave it at 80. You also could control how many attempts your child can get for trying out the questions. So like how many times they can attempt to answer them and get them wrong before the solution comes up. So I'm going to leave it at 1 for the sake of this. Okay, so we have successfully added test student 2020. Now I'm going to give our test student some tasks. So I'm going to add a task to our test student. So because it's today, I'm going to have them just have some homework for tonight or today. And we're going to just add this to our one student. We're going to add this just to our test student, and we're going to put the lesson. So I'm going to make this test student, I believe, first grade, because I just want it really simple, and I want you to be able to see how it works. So first grade, I'm going to do, let's do place value, because it's the first thing up there. And it's simple enough. And I think that's all we have to do. Everything, we can get a little preview of the video lesson, the questions, and the summary of the lesson if we want to by clicking that. But that's pretty, you know, standard. We're good. I think we're good. We don't need to. I'm not going to assign any diagnostic or any question banks, which is going to come from our parent dashboard, those are questions we make and we assign to our students. So there's the clarity there. So I'm going to save the task, and that should show up not only on our parent dashboard, shows up right there on our parent dashboard, but when we log in as a student, it's going to show up there as well.
Okay, so now that we have set up your student accounts, we are going to look at how we use CTCMath. As a student, I'm going to show you the lesson, and we're going to break it down, like the questions and everything. So let's go into that.
So now I'm going to log in as a student, and I just click here, and it will open up the student account in one moment. My internet is really slow today, so I apologize for all the delays. I also have a lot of things open on my computer. So this is what your student dashboard looks like. You can choose a theme in settings. So let's look at that before we even jump into our curriculum. So a lot of kids love this. It shows you your pass mark is 80%, so you must achieve at least 80% in order to pass each lesson. It lets them know that. You can add your email account for your password protection or for your sign-in, so you can have that. You can choose what reports here to be displayed as a student, which is really great. And you get to choose and personalize your actual student page, which is a lot of fun for kids. So I'm just going to choose a generic one that's already made, but you obviously can go like super crazy and like pick like really detailed colors for all of it. So I'm just going to go with white and pink. I'm going to save it. And kids love this because they can personalize their page, and that's like just so important. So our theme has been saved. We're going to go over to the lessons now, because once that fun is set up for your student, that's where you want to be, is at the lessons. So we're going to lessons. Again, my internet is being slow. I think Zoom, which is how I'm recording this, screen share, doesn't like me on my internet. So here we go. So we're in our student account. We see that we have United States curriculum. We are going to our grade. So I chose first grade, but you can see that your child can go into whatever grade they want. I'm going into first grade. Actually, the tasks are here. So you'll see they can go to their tasks menu, and they'll see what grade they're in, whatever you assign them. So they don't necessarily need to go there, but they have the ability to go back to things and practice it, and you'll get that all on your progress report. So I see that I have homework for today, so I'm going to go and do it. So my lesson for today is place value. It's due in 18 hours, so I'm going to start my task. So this is the lesson screen, and it will let you watch the video. You can't hear it because of the way I have set up my recording, but there is audio in this, which is great. They sit and they will explain everything to you step by step. I'm just going to click through so you can see the images and how it's like explained throughout. Okay, and that's it. That's the video. And then once your video is done, they tell you to go to your questions. But before we go to the questions, let's look down here for your reference. So you can click here, and this is great for more advanced lessons. You get your lesson summary. So this opens up a PDF And it's the same PDF here. If you're having, I guess I'm having trouble viewing because I told you Zoom does not like me. So you can open it up here and you can download it. And this is basically just like the video, step by step on a printable sheet. And you can work through it. You can take your notes on it. It's a really great thing to have. And then, yeah, so then we could go to our questions. And we're going to start questions. And so they have the questions here. You can have them speak it to you, speak the question out to you, and I'll say write the numbers shown by these blocks. You're going to have then this little section that you can answer. Now, it doesn't let you put numbers in, so you can't be like silly. You have to like put in the numbers. So we're going to put in the correct answer for this. It was 24. And we're going to go to the next question. And then we're going to put in another answer. And we're going to continue. And then I'm going to stop at somewhere. I'm going to put in the wrong answer. This is clearly not 15, but I'm going to just put in 15. The answer was 96. So I got it wrong, and it's frustrating sometimes to get something wrong. So you know what I'm going to do, because I really don't like that I got a 67 so far, and I really want to get 100, because I know for a fact that once I hit 100, I'm going to get confetti and everything. It's going to be so great. So I'm going to just stop right here, because I want to go back. I don't want to have a lower grade. I don't even want, no, I have to have a perfect score. This is something my children have struggled with. So this is why I'm doing it like this. So I'm going to go back to kindergarten. I'm going to go straight. I don't even know. I could get out. Okay, I'm out. And I'm just going back in. And so it's first grade. It's numbers. Nope. I actually don't know where I am, but I know I'm in first grade. So it's in whole numbers. Yeah, it's in whole numbers, and it's place value. Okay, so I'm going to start it over, because that's what I can do, right? I can start things over if I don't like the way it's going. So I'm a little impatient. I want to start my lesson again. Place value. Come on. Okay, I know that because I've already seen it. Yay, I get to start my questions all over. Darn it, I can't start my questions all over. It saves my progress. So if the power goes out, if your internet glitches, like maybe mine is, or if you get something wrong and you just want to redo it all, you can't do that. You can redo the lesson at any time, but you have to complete the progress in your questions in order to retake it. And also your score is going to be recorded. So it's not like they can sneak around and cheat on like just by redoing it and writing down the answers. And the questions also always change. So you'll have to complete your questions, and then you'll get another chance to do them. And that's the way it is. And it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. I actually really like the fact that they don't let you redo the lesson without completing the questions first and like erasing your progress, because we learn from our mistakes, and it's really important to have our children learn that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not get 100 all the time, and to work through that. So I love that little factor. So there's your questions and your video and how your lessons work and all the information on that. And I just wanted to highlight that feature. Your results are recorded right here, and the student gets to see them just as much as the parent or teacher. So let's go to results. And in the results, you also have your like speed skills that you can partake in. So this is some like extra bonus feature that you can do. You'll see your awards, you'll see your tasks that you've completed, you'll see your individual results, your summary report, and your detailed report as a student, which is great. We already looked at settings, and we've looked at history. So we see how much work we have done, and we see our timeline.
Another thing I really like about CTC Math is the reports. So every week you get a report of everything your child has been doing in the lesson. And it's really good. You could also set up tasks and things for them to do so that they know they could just go onto their little student account. They can start checking off things and getting things done, which is really great, especially if they're older and you want to give them a little bit more freedom in setting up their own routine and also working at their own pace and level. Like they can like make some choices, which is really good. So I love that. I also love how it breaks it down. So not only for you to see and they do all the grading pretty much. Everything is in the computer, so you don't have all that extra work after your homeschool day. Is that you can also then take all this and like plug it into your quarterly reports, and you have all this information for whatever it is, whatever kind of reporting you have to do, and if you have to do reporting for your homeschool year, quarters, or the whole year, however it works in your location. Another feature on CTC Math that I like are some of these skill building activities that they have. So they have these kinds of bonus features like speed skills, and it helps you it helps your student practice their addition skills, their subtraction skills, their multiplication skills, their division skills, even division with remainders, and order of operations, which is really, really good to have like this extra, fun and engaging way to practice those skills, because sometimes answering questions in the lesson isn't enough. You want that extra support, and they got it. Another thing I really like is how they have the timetable practice. Again, when my daughter was struggling with multiplication, this came in handy to just keep going over it. So they have offered from the 1 times table to the 12 times table. You can just keep practicing it in fun and engaging ways, and I really like that. They also have like this logic game, which is called Swap Pieces, and it's kind of fun as well. Another thing that I really like is, besides the progress reports that they send you, they also send you these little certificates in your email where you can download them and print them out for your kids. So if your kid mastered their level, they'll get like a bronze or a silver or a gold little certificate that tells you, you did amazing, and you get like these little rewards, which is really great. I think CTC Math is amazing. I love it for our full-on curriculum. I love it as a supplement to, fill in any gaps for our homeschool math. And I love that they offer this homeschool math or homeschool family membership. Now, if you would like to try it out, again, the link in the description area gives you 50% off, which is amazing. And if for any reason, at any time, you do not enjoy it, you are having difficulties with it, you don't like it, it's not fulfilling your needs, you can just write to them, you can call them, email them, whatever, get in contact with them, and they will give you a full refund for even a year into using it. They will give you your refund 100%, and you don't have to worry about a thing. And I think that's pretty amazing for a curriculum to do. I know most, if any, none of them do that. So what do you got to lose? If you are struggling to try to figure out how to homeschool, math in particular, and you just need something that's going to help you simplify it, this is definitely the way to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions, as always, you can put them in the comment section below. I love going in there and helping you guys out with anything I can. If you don't already like or subscribe to this channel, please subscribe and make sure that the notifications are on, so that way you can get alerts for when we post new videos. We will be going back to a more regular routine, consistent routine where we're sharing content here, and so I don't want you to miss out. Have a great day and happy homeschooling.